Full day almost 3 years ago will forever be etched into the memories of the Korean people, not to mention the bereaved families of the victims and, of course, families of those who are still missing after the disaster. We take a look back at the day and what it means for the families and the nation. Jung-hee files this report from Jindo.
April 16, 2014. It was an ordinary Wednesday morning until reports started emerging that a ferry carrying 476 passengers and crew was sinking off Korea's southwestern coast near Jindo Island. The ferry was en route to Korea's southern resort island of Jeju-do from Incheon, and most of the passengers, over 300 of them, were high school students on their way for a field trip. The ferry went down quickly, leaving just a tip visible for a number of hours before disappearing beneath the surface completely. Search and rescue operations continued for the next 7 months, but those efforts were called off in November of the same year as winter drew in. 304 people lost their lives in one of the worst disasters in Korea's recent history. Of the dead, 9 remain missing. Nearly 3 years have passed since that fateful day, but it remains a painful memory for the entire nation, and especially for the families of the deceased and for those still missing.
근데 바닷물을 한번 이렇게 만져봤는데 나를 만지는 것 같은 느낌.
난 아직까지 언니의 목소리가 들리고 언니의 모습들이 두 눈에 아른거려.
Korea's demand for the truth of what happened that day reignited with the massive candlelight vigils that started in October of last year. The public flowed into Seoul's Gwanghwamun Square with yellow balloons to commemorate the victims and to demand a clear explanation from the government. After announcing in 2015 that it would salvage the ferry, the government has carried out various operations to find out the best way to raise the vessel. But now the authorities are finally on the move. Just like in April 2014, there are families and citizens at Baekmokgang Harbor waiting for their loved ones, yearning to be reunited again. Jung-hee, Arirang News, Jindo.